House fires are one of the leading causes of damage to a home. They can escalate very quickly from a very small flame to a full-blown fire in less than 2.5 minutes, causing over $10 billion in damage annually. So when a homeowner reached out about installing hardwired smoke detectors in her home, I thought this was a perfect opportunity to reach out to the local fire chief and have him help explain what detectors to choose and how to locate them properly.
Thanks for having
Yeah,
the fire
this is
department
great.
out.
Thank you.
Hey, Chief, thanks for coming out.
Hi, Heath. Good to see you again.
Must be Tracy. Nice to meet you.
Hey, Heath, nice to meet you. Come
Let's
on
take a look
in.
inside.
After you.
All right, Tracy, so I saw that you wrote in about installing new smoke detectors. Can you tell me a little bit about the system you currently have?
Sure. I had a security system for a while, and then I went to battery operated.
Okay.
I don't have too many around right now, but I really need something that's safer.
Does that sound a little familiar?
Yeah, so it sounds like she had what we call a household fire warning system,
Okay.
probably monitored by a central alarm company
Yes.
that would call you directly in case the alarm went off. At some point in time, you decided to go with battery operated detectors only that did not send a signal anywhere else. And now you want to bring your house up to present day code with hardwired interconnected smoke and carbon monoxide alarms.
Yes.
And that's the great point, is the interconnected portion. So right now with the batteries, if something were to happen in the basement, it's only going to make noise in the basement. If you're on a second floor or a bedroom further away, especially if you have the summertime with an air conditioner or a fan going, you may not hear that detector going off. So that's a great point of the interconnect.
That is absolutely the best system to have. Early detection in a fire, seconds count to escape from your bedroom or your basement. So that's what we would recommend in all instances, that people use interconnected smoke and carbon monoxide alarms.
Sounds great. So when it comes to choosing the detectors, we have two different kinds I'm aware of, ionization and photoelectric. Does that sound right?
That is correct. So now if you were to build or remodel your house, you can only use photoelectric smoke detectors.
Got it.
Prior to that, depending on when your house was built or remodeled, you could also use ionization smoke detectors, right? But they could not be placed within 20 feet of a kitchen or a bathroom that had a shower. However, they go into false alarm frequently, so that's why we have the photoelectric requirement.
Yeah, that kind of sounds familiar back in the day when we used to have some of the smoke detectors a little too close to a bathroom. They were the ionizations. We had to change them to the photos so they weren't always going off because of the steam off the shower.
Yeah.
So that's good. The other thing that we're going to use are the photoelectric smoke combination with the carbon monoxide. That way, if you have an issue with the carbon monoxide, it'll tell you throughout the entire house.
Yeah, that is correct. So the way we want to do that is we want you to install a combo detector that has a voice and a tone, right? So if there is a carbon monoxide event in the basement and it's during the night, that the detector that's required outside your bedroom is going to tell you what it is. Is it a smoke event or is it a carbon monoxide event? And that is done through a tone and a voice.
That's great. So I'll know which one it is. It'll say fire or carbon monoxide. So
Yeah, it's perfect. Tells you either one. So
Great.
I think we have a pretty good idea for the system we want to install. Now it's just a matter of locating where they're going to go.
Okay.
So let's start down this hallway and take a look at the bedrooms.
Let's go. Right down here.
All right, so it looks like we have 3 bedrooms.
Yep.
So we want one in each bedroom. Does
That is
sound right?
correct. And where we want to put it is just inside the bedroom, preferably within 3 to 5 feet of the door. We want to keep it away from any ceiling fan because that can certainly interrupt the detector from activating.
Got it.
We also have a bathroom with a shower, and you have a kitchen around the corner. So ideally, I would like to see the detector 3 to 5 feet further down the hallway and meet all the requirements.
What about a second floor? Where do we put them?
The requirement is at the base of all stairs, not within the stairwell. So we want to place it once you get off the landing on the ceiling.
Okay.
We want to protect the means of egress.
So what if we had an attached garage?
So the minimum requirement is 1 heat detector located in the center of the garage on the ceiling.
So now that we kind of have a good idea of what we're going to do in the bedrooms, we come out to the hallway, and I know we have to have one within 10 feet of the bedroom doors here. We can see you have the battery one that's right here, but the thing I notice is that vent, and that's a fairly common issue. So what's the guideline for putting one near a vent like that?
Yeah, we want to keep it away from the vent for 2 reasons: dust collection on the detector and also from any air movement delaying the action.
Okay.
Great. I think we're in pretty good shape. That's great information. Chief, I can't thank you enough.
Yep.
Thank you very much.
And as always, thanks for coming out and helping, but it's very important to drive home the fact that if you have questions when you're doing this, please contact your local fire department. You guys are very happy to help.
Absolutely. Always contact your local fire department for advice. Here in Newburyport, we welcome the phone calls. We want to make sure you purchase the right detectors and put them in the right spots.
Tracy, we got some work to do.
All right, let's do it.
Thanks again. All right, Tracy, before we go ahead and install these, I just want to go over the couple of different detectors we have and kind of show you what you already have and what we're going to install.
Okay.
So what you currently have are the battery operated ones, which is great if you have nothing. So very simple, they just clip up like you saw. You have a couple of batteries. When they die, you replace them.
Right.
This is what we've been installing lately. I actually have these in my own house. This is a hardwired detector, battery backup, and it does both, the smoke and carbon monoxide. Fairly simple when we do the hardwire. It's going to be color to color for the wires, black to black, white to white, red to red, and the ground's buried together.
Right.
And then fairly typically we'll either have a couple of AA's or a 9-volt battery that goes here. So if you've ever heard that chirp, that single chirp at 2 in the morning, because that's the only time it ever happens, and it's about a minute apart and you're trying to chase it down.
Trying to find it.
That's what it is. It usually means it's due for a battery replacement. But since we don't want to deal with that anymore either, we now have detectors that have a 10-year sealed battery. So the unit is good for its 10-year cycle, sealed battery, you don't have to touch anything. So it's hardwired, the battery is built in, and you're good to go.
Now, what if it doesn't chirp, and how am I ever going to know when it's up in 10 years?
I wouldn't remember the 10 years are up either. So it should chirp and give you an end-of-life cycle signal of some kind to tell you that it's time to be replaced. But if it doesn't, on the back side of them, they all have a date.
Okay.
It tells you what the manufacture date was. So if you have one and you're not sure, and you take this down and it's past that 10-year mark, it's a good time to replace it.
Okay.
And finally, we're just going to go around to install these. Use a hole saw to cut in these round old work boxes. Run our 14.3 NM around. Go ahead and mount these, and we'll be good to go.
Great.
You ready?
I'm ready.
All right, let's do it.
this. Thank you.
So what I've done is I've drilled a hole from down here to up in the attic. So what I want to try and do now is I'm going to take these fiberglass fish tapes. I'm going to try and push these up. It's a straighter shot, a little easier to kind of push straight through the hole. And I'm just going to try and line it up. Now I should need 2 of them. The wall is about 8 feet tall. And these are 5-foot sections and just thread together. So we're going up. Right there. So that is the top plate of the wall. So now what I want to do is try and wiggle this around a little bit and find that hole. And they do line up pretty well, so it shouldn't be too bad, hopefully. Right there. So that is popping up into our attic. So what I can do is tie the wire onto this now, go to the attic and pull this right up. We have the wire taped on, so I'm going to go ahead and start pulling that up. And there's our wire. So the first thing I want to do is measure where we want to put the hole. And I already have an idea of where the trusses are upstairs. So I want to be about 3 feet over. Just poke this up just to make sure I'm clear, which I should be. And next, I'll use a little tie wire that I've pre-bent at 2 inches. I'm using a 3 3/4 hole saw for this, so at 2 inches it should be excessive, that I can slide up and spin around and make sure that I clear everything. And I can spin around high and low, and I know there are no obstructions for that junction box. Now that we have that, I have my 3 3/4 inch hole saw and my dust collection bowl all set up to collect everything. And just like that, we have our opening. All right, so I got this hole cut out, and we have 2 ways we can do this. We can either fish the wires around to the location, pull them down, and then make them up and push them up. Or in this case, where I have nice attic access, I'm gonna go ahead and cut all the holes and install the boxes ahead of time, and then go upstairs and I can staple right to them and stuff the wires through. That's a nice snug fit, and now I'll just spin the ears out. All right, so I'll repeat this process for the other 2 bedrooms, and then I can go upstairs and pull the wires over and push them through, and then we can make them up. All right, now since this is an interconnected system, I want everything to talk to each other. This box happens to have 2 wires, so at the start, I'll have a single wire, just one of these. Then I jump from room to room to room to hall or basement or wherever else it is. So single in the first one, then as I come to the next box, I come back out. That's why I have two. This goes to the next room. So it lets me provide the power with the black and white on both, and the red is my interconnect. So this red is continuous between the entire loop, so if something happens, they all talk to each other. All right, Tracy, so all the hard work's done, all the detectors are up, everything's powered, it's ready to give them a test. You ready?
I'm ready.
All right, you got hearing protection, it's gonna get loud.
Yep.
All right.
I'm ready.
Test. Ooh, yeah, that'll wake you up, huh?
That's definitely gonna wake me up.
And then I'll run through a couple of cycles, and you can hear, you kind of hear, it's telling you that it's either smoke or it's carbon monoxide,
Yep.
so it definitely lets you know what's going on. Ooh, that's a long cycle.
Yes, that will wake me up for
There
sure.
we go. Good, we take those out now. Well, I think you're all set.
Great, thank you so much. I feel so much safer. This is great.
That was a great project. Happy to help.
Thank
Thanks.
you, Heath.
Thanks for watching. This Old House has got a video for just about every home improvement project, so be sure to check out the others. And if you like what you see, click on the subscribe button to make sure that you get our newest videos right in your feed.